Initially, I guess I wanted to look back at the Liverpool game, but also I remember I listened to your post-match and you spoke about like the disappointment of not getting 3 points from that fixture, and I think that speaks about just how well your side have done this season. I think a lot of people would go to Anfield and be quite happy to pick up a point.
Yes, and of course, if you ask before the game, I think almost against every side in this league, if you are going to take a point from Anfield, everyone is going to sign behind. That was my analysis when we play long time against Tanman and when we are leading the game, the score twice. And regarding the circumstances of the game, that came my opinion and my analysis from the match. Of course, before the match, playing against the leaders of the competition, a team that is being so strong, if you are able to get a point, it's not going to be bad. Of course, we never prepare ourselves to prepare ourselves to win the game. But regarding everything what's up in the game, of course, come my comments about the game in that way.
How would you assess this part of the season? I know we still have quite a while to go, but you know, you're 8th in the table so far. You picked up a number of points, and the last 4 games you've not yet lost. So how would you assess how your side have done this part of the season?
No, we've been doing really well. We reacted really well for the Wolves game. That was a really bad afternoon for us, and you reacted well. Probably should have taken more points from the games, the way we played, the way we were able to be leading the scores and all that stuff. But it's been good. But as I said before, it's already done, and we have to be able to respond well in the next game. I think what we are going to do against Southampton can make a bigger impact what we did before. You know, achieving a good result in a home game against Southampton can give us the chance to make the impact bigger from the previous 4 matches.
Does that change your expectations? I know, like, you remain tight-lipped around where you want to be in the table by the end of the season, but I guess does the last few months with this side change where you see them being at the end of the season?
Don't change, because from the beginning of the season we didn't hide ourselves. We said that we want to do better in the season. We want to fight for the top half of the table. To be there in the top half of the table, we have to be really consistent at this level. And this is what we are going to fight for. What is going to be the position, the type of top half of the table, is not going to be really important for us to mention right now. We are going to fight to be there. If you are going to achieve or not, we are going to see in the end of the season. But yes, we want to fight. We want to do better than last season. And you have to play really the type of football that you have been playing to achieve it.
You mentioned Southampton there. Obviously, they're going through a transitional period currently with an interim manager, could have a new manager by the time you're in the dugout. What does that prepare you for? Like, how do you look at preparing for that type of game? Because I'd imagine as like Southampton players, they're probably experiencing this, or potentially could be experiencing this like new manager bounce, trying to prove themselves to a new manager, and you can't take your foot off the gas of those type of games.
Definitely no. It's going to be a big mistake if someone, and of course we have been talking to the players to have a 100% of idea that something is going to be easy, because in Premier League nothing is easier, this is going to be a mistake, and we don't want to make mistakes. We have to be really focused on ourselves. As you said, it's a transition period for that football club. Throughout the week, we didn't know he's going to be the manager in charge, if he's going to be Simon, if he's going to be a new manager that's going to arrive, because it's something that you cannot control. We will focus in ourselves, like always. It's more in ourselves, but of course we have to be aware of what the opposition sides they do it, and this is the way. This is the way that we focus on ourselves. What we can do, prepare well ourselves. It's been a very good week from the players again, and you are going to be ready to the game. If it's with Simon, other manager, if they change completely the things, we have to be ready for it.
I'm probably asking this question a little bit early, but the transfer window opens on the 1st of January. I'm preparing you for it.
I know
you're going to get a lot of it later on. But I guess I wanted you to look back at the transfer that you had already in the summer, and just how you've, I guess, gotten the best out of those players that you've had already in such a short period of time. Do you feel like you've got a good squad that doesn't need a lot of work over the winter?
We've got a good squad, definitely. 100%. We really trust on these football players. We really trust on them. We know that you are able to compete, and when you reach certain standards, or our standards, we are really difficult to play against you, and you can compete really hard and well in this competition, and you can perform in a way that make us proud and our fans proud as well. Is always a space to improve, definitely. We are in a moment that, unfortunately for us, some players they are going to be out for a long period as well. That is not a nice thing. The last few injuries for us, they have been really tough to take because looks is going to be longer than we expect. And of course, when you see that you are going to be without some players for 8-10 weeks, more than 10 weeks, you have to start to think about. But let's see what we are going to be capable to do it. But as always, what we did last summer, if you have always a chance to improve, is what we have to do in all the windows, like we have been doing. Is players to come to have an impact? Yes. If just to put a new face in, no.
Lovely. I'll pick up my transfer questions later on in January. But I guess this festive period, football fans love it. It's their bread and butter. You have Christmas dinner, then you go Boxing Day and you enjoy a very good game. But for you, on the other side of that, do you find enjoyment in the festive period, or is it
I enjoy it really. I enjoy really. I'm used. I'm almost a British guy now because it's already a long time here, and I adapted for it. My family is completely adapted as well, and for us it's something natural right now to have a Boxing Day game, and we go for it. It's an enjoyable moment for the fans, and at the end you are here for the fans too. And the end of the day, it's nice to see so many families on a match day in that Boxing Day or the 2 days after the Christmas Day as well, and it's really nice. And for me, not a problem at all because it's something that I can enjoy. I can have anyway the time to be with the family in the Christmas Eve and all that stuff, and all the part of the Christmas Day. And you have our duties. You have the things to do. You have our sessions to prepare. You have the match days the games to prepare, and we embrace the challenges, and we have enough time to enjoy as well.
What does Christmas look like in the Silva household?
Simple one, simple. Okay, is an important moment of the year that you have to enjoy the family. Of course, when you have kids, is a little bit more enjoyable for them because all the gifts and the stuff. But normal is a time to enjoy the family, to have your moments to be together and to have a good food as well because it's important, and to enjoy really. I think every time that you can be with the family together is an enjoyable moment.
You mentioned that you're more or less a British guy now. Does that mean you have roast dinners on Christmas?
It's slightly different, I have to say. slightly different. So it's slightly different. I keep the Portuguese culture on it. Of course, you put some things there already, but the Portuguese culture is there for sure.